The Moonlit Library of Alexandria, a 60-minute sleep story. Settle in now and let the evening become quiet around you. There is nothing you need to finish before this story begins. Nothing you need to solve. Nothing you need to remember perfectly. You can simply listen or not listen. Let the words come and go like rain on a distant roof. Tonight, we are traveling to an old city beside the sea, a city of pale stone, soft lamps, and quiet courtyards, a city where warm air drifts in from the harbor, carrying the scent of salt water, wet cedar, and rain. This is Alexandria, long ago. Not the Alexandria of crowds and bright marketplaces. Not the Alexandria of arguments, ships, and busy footsteps. This is Alexandria after sunset. Alexandria in a gentle rain. Alexandria when the sky has turned deep blue and the moon is hidden behind a veil of cloud. The streets shine softly. The harbor lies still. The great lighthouse far out on the island sends a slow golden beam across the dark water, and each time the light turns, it touches the rain for a moment, making the whole air shimmer. You are standing under a covered arcade at the edge of the city, safe from the rain, with a warm cloak around your shoulders. The stone beneath your sandals is cool and smooth. The columns beside you are pale in the lantern light. Beyond the arcade, the street slopes gently toward the sea, where small boats rock in the harbor and ropes creak quietly against wooden posts. No one is hurrying now. The day has folded itself away. The merchants have covered their baskets. The scribes have closed their ink pots. The bakers have banked their ovens. The fishermen have tied their boats for the night. Only rain continues working. Patient rain, kind rain. Rain that has no task but falling. You breathe in the cool air and breathe out slowly. The body knows this kind of evening, the kind when the world seems to have softened at the edges, the kind when every sound has a little more space around it. Footsteps somewhere far away, a shutter closing, the small bell of a mule cart fading down another street. Rain tapping on awnings, rain whispering in palm leaves, rain gathering in the grooves between stones. You are here to visit the library, the great library, not in the bright middle of the day, when scholars debate and students hurry and scrolls are carried from room to room. You are visiting at night with permission from an old keeper who knows that some books are best approached softly. He is waiting for you beneath a lamp at the end of the arcade. He is not imposing. He is not hurried. He is simply an elderly man in a linen robe and a dark wool cloak, holding a small bronze lamp in one hand. His beard is silver. His eyes are kind. And when he sees you, he inclines his head as if you have come exactly on time. No words are needed at first. He turns and you follow. The rain falls just beyond the line of columns. The lamp flame moves gently in the damp air. Together, you walk through the quiet streets of Alexandria. The city feels vast, but not overwhelming. At night, everything large becomes gentle. The walls of houses are washed blue by moonlight. Balconies lean above narrow lanes. Vines hang heavy with rain. Small lamps glow behind latticed windows. Somewhere, a mother hums to a child. Somewhere, a dog turns in its sleep. Somewhere, an old fountain speaks to itself in the courtyard of a closed house. The keeper walks slowly enough that your breathing can match his pace. Step, breath, rain, step, breath, rain. You do not need to look for anything. The path is being shown. The city is carrying you inward. At the end of a broad street, past a row of cypress trees, the library appears. It rises quietly from a high terrace of pale stone, its columns tall and calm, its roofline dark against the cloudy sky. There are lamps burning along the portico, but they are low and golden, soft enough for night. Rain falls from the edge of the roof in a silver curtain. The steps are wide and shallow, shining with water. At the top of the steps, bronze doors stand partly open. From within comes the faint smell of papyrus, cedar shelves, lamp oil, and old stone warmed by the day. It is a peaceful smell, the smell of preserved thoughts. The smell of rooms where people have wondered about the stars, the body, the sea, music, numbers, dreams, and the movement of birds. The keeper pauses before the first step. He lifts the lamp a little, and the flame brightens. Not much, only enough to show the way. Then he begins to climb. You follow slowly. Each step is easy. Each step brings the rain farther behind you. At the top, you turn for a moment and look back over Alexandria. The city lies below in layers of blue and gold, domes, roofs, palms, courtyards. The long, dark harbor, the lighthouse beam turning softly through mist. And beyond all of it, the sea, breathing in the dark. You can hear it faintly, a slow hush beneath the rain, as if the whole coast is asleep and dreaming of waves. The keeper gestures toward the open doors, and together you enter the library. Inside, the sound changes. The rain becomes softer, the sea becomes distant. Your footsteps are quiet on the stone floor. The entrance hall is wide and still, with columns rising into shadow and a pool of lamplight at the center. There are mosaics underfoot, tiny pieces of blue, green, and ivory stone arranged into waves, stars, vines, and birds. The lamps are placed carefully in wall niches. Their flames are small and steady. No one is speaking. No one is asking you to understand anything. This is not a place of effort tonight. Tonight, the library is not a mountain of knowledge. It is a house of rest, a house of quiet shelves, a house of gentle rooms, a place where every scroll is asleep in its own wooden case. The keeper leads you through the entrance hall and into a long corridor. On either side, high shelves hold scrolls wrapped in linen ribbons. Small clay tags hang from them, marked with names in dark ink. Some names are famous, some are forgotten, some are only fragments. But tonight, none of them need to be read. They can rest too. Every scroll has been held by hands. Every scroll has traveled through time. Every scroll has arrived here, safely for the night. The corridor smells faintly of cedar, because the shelves are made from cedar wood, strong and sweet, keeping insects away from the papyrus. You notice how soothing the scent is. Dry wood, clean fiber, lamp oil, rain-cooled stone. The keeper opens a lattice window, just a little. Cool air enters, carrying the distant smell of the sea. The lamp flames lean, then settle. Outside, rain runs along the courtyard tiles. Inside, the library seems to breathe. You breathe with it, in and out. The keeper turns to you and speaks at last, very softly. He says that tonight, you will not read the library. You will be read by it, not with judgment, not with questions, only with quiet. Room by room, the library will offer a little calm, and you may take what you need. Nothing more. The first room is the Hall of Maps. The keeper lifts a curtain of dark blue linen, and you step inside. The room is circular, with a low ceiling painted like a cloudy night sky. On tables in the center lie maps drawn on parchment and papyrus. Some show coastlines, some show rivers. Some show islands no larger than a thumbprint. Some show lands that were known with certainty. Others show blank spaces at the edges, where imagination and humility meet. The room is lit by 3 lamps, each covered by thin alabaster shades, so the light is warm and milky. Rain taps on the round windows. The keeper does not ask you to study the maps. He only invites you to walk slowly around the room. You pass a map of the Nile, long and blue, winding through green fields. You pass a map of the Mediterranean, dotted with ports and islands. You pass a map of the heavens, where small inked stars are connected by lines that make animals, instruments, and old heroes sleeping in the sky. The maps are beautiful because they are calm. They do not demand travel tonight. They simply show that the world is wide, wide enough to hold every path you did not take today, wide enough to hold every question you did not answer, wide enough to hold your tiredness without crowding it. You stop beside a map of the coast. Tiny waves are drawn in rows along the margin. A careful hand has painted little ships with curved sails. Each ship seems to be moving, and yet each ship is perfectly still. That is how you may feel now. Part of you has moved through the day. Part of you is still arriving. But here in the lamplight, everything can become still enough. The keeper places his lamp on the table. Its light makes a small gold circle over the sea. He says that a map does not need to be crossed in one night. A life does not need to be understood in one night. A mind does not need to be put in order in one night. Some places are only meant to be noticed, then left until morning. You let that thought settle. A map does not need to be crossed in one night. The shoulders may release a little, the jaw may soften, the hands may become warmer. The room holds the world so that you do not have to. After a while, the keeper lifts the lamp again, and you leave the Hall of Maps. The corridor is dim and waiting. Rain continues beyond the windows. The second room is the room of quiet inventions. It is smaller than the Hall of Maps, with shelves of models and simple instruments. There is a water clock in one corner, dripping slowly from a bronze vessel into a lower bowl. Drop, pause, drop, pause. Each drop measures time without hurry. Nearby rests a small astrolabe, its rings folded flat, catching lamplight along their edges. There are glass jars, polished stones, measuring cords, a little wooden crane, and a model of a wheel turned by water. During the day, this room might be full of curiosity and problem solving. Tonight, it is full of rest. All the instruments are still. All the cleverness is asleep. The water clock drips because that is its nature. It does not worry about the hour. It lets one drop become the next. You sit on a low wooden bench near the clock. The keeper sits across from you. For a little while, both of you simply listen. Drop, rain. Drop, rain. The rhythm is not perfect, and that makes it soothing. Some drops fall close together. Some take longer. The rain outside has its own rhythm. Your breath has its own rhythm. None of them need to match. Together, they make something gentle. You may notice the feet resting now, even if you're not thinking about them much. They are there, at the far end of the body, released from all walking. The toes can loosen. The soles can soften. The ankles can become easy. The legs can be as quiet as the instruments on the shelves. No wheel turning. No lever lifting. No task beginning. Only rest. The keeper tells you, softly, that inventions begin when someone listens patiently to the world, to water, to weight, to shadow, to stars, to time, but tonight, listening is enough. You do not have to make anything from what you hear. You can let the drops fall. Let the rain fall. Let the breath fall into a slower rhythm. Let the body become quiet by itself. The water clock continues, drop by drop, and each drop seems to carry away one small piece of the day. A sentence you meant to say. Drop. A task you nearly finished. Drop. A worry with no place to go. Drop. A memory crossing the mind like a small bird. Drop. Everything can pass into the lower bowl of night. Nothing is lost. Nothing needs to be held. The third room waits beyond a narrow arch. The keeper rises and leads you onward. You pass shelves where scrolls sleep in rows, each wrapped in its linen band. You pass a courtyard open to the sky, where rain falls into a square pool. Lotus leaves float there, glossy and dark. The lamps around the courtyard are reflected in the water as trembling gold stars. For a moment, you stand under the covered edge and watch the rain touch the pool. Little rings appear, widen, disappear. Appear, widen, disappear. It is the same lesson again, but simpler. Thoughts can appear, widen, disappear. Feelings can appear, widen, disappear. The pool keeps receiving them all. Then you continue to the room of botanists. Here the air smells faintly of pressed leaves, dried flowers, and rain-wet earth. Bundles of herbs hang from cedar beams. Clay pots hold small sleeping plants near the windows. On the tables lie drawings of roots, stems, seeds, petals, and fruits. Each drawing is careful and kind, not trying to own the plant, only trying to notice it. There are figs drawn in purple ink, lotus blossoms painted pale blue, olive branches with silver leaves, wheat heads bending under their own fullness, tiny seeds enlarged by patient hands. The keeper sets the lamp near a pot of basil. When the warmth reaches the leaves, their scent rises, fresh, grain, quietly alive. He says that plants know how to sleep. Seeds sleep in darkness. Roots sleep in earth. Trees sleep through long dry seasons and wake when the rain returns. Flowers close at night without apology. They do not fear the closing. They do not think it is failure. They simply fold inward until the light comes back. You may let yourself learn from them. The eyelids can be like petals. Closing is natural. Resting is natural. Turning inward is natural. No flower remains open all night, just to prove that it can. No seed apologizes for being hidden. No root asks whether the dark is useful. The dark is useful because it is dark. The night is useful because it is night. You sit beside the window, where rain slides down the glass in shining lines. The herb bundles sway slightly in the cool air. Lavender, thyme, mint, rosemary, names that can become scents, then drift away. Lavender, thyme, mint, rosemary. The body takes what it needs from the room. Freshness, warmth, permission to close. Your calves can soften. Your knees can loosen. Your thighs can grow heavy. The hips can settle into the bed wherever you are listening. The lower body can be as peaceful as a garden after rain. The keeper opens a small wooden box and shows you a collection of seeds. Not to study them, only to admire their patience. Some are round and dark, some are pale and flat, some are so small they seem almost like dust. Yet each one carries a hidden pattern. Each one knows in silence how to become what it is. Tonight, you do not need to become anything. But perhaps rest is also a kind of hidden pattern. The body knows how to repair. The mind knows how to loosen. Sleep knows how to arrive. You do not have to instruct it. You only have to make room. The fourth room is up a gentle stair. The stair curves along the inside of a tower, each step broad and shallow. As you climb, the library grows quieter. The rain is closer because the tower windows are open to the night. Cool air brushes your face. The keeper's lamp casts warm shapes on the wall. At the top is the observatory room. It is circular and high, with windows facing the sea, the city, the desert, and the hidden stars. Tonight, the sky is cloudy, but that is all right. The stars do not need to be visible to be present. They are there beyond the clouds, beyond the rain, beyond the turning light of the lighthouse. In the center of the room stands a simple table with star charts, measuring rods, and a bowl of dark water. The water reflects the lamp and the round windows. The keeper lowers the flame until the room is very dim. Your eyes relax. The cloudy sky becomes a deep blue softness. The harbor lamps far below become tiny golden beads. The lighthouse beam turns. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Each pass of light is separated by a long blue pause. It is a perfect rhythm for sleep. Light, pause, light, pause. The keeper says that astronomers learn patience from the sky. They cannot make the stars hurry. They cannot clear the clouds by wanting. They watch, they wait, they record what appears. And when nothing appears, they learn the shape of waiting. You do not need the sky to clear tonight. You do not need the mind to clear all at once. Clouds can be present. Rain can be present. Rest can still be present. The sky does not stop being sky when it is covered. The mind does not stop being capable of peace when it is cloudy. Perhaps peace is not the absence of every cloud. Perhaps peace is the larger sky behind them. You sit beside a window and look out. Below, Alexandria sleeps in blue layers. The streets are lines of darkness. The courtyards are hidden squares. The harbor is a broad, breathing shadow. The lighthouse turns and turns, and the rain falls through the beam like countless tiny threads. You can let your breathing follow the lighthouse, enduring the darkness, out as the light passes, enduring the blue pause. Out through the golden glow. No need to count, no need to do it correctly. Just the sense of turning, the sense of returning, the sense that the world has rhythms older than worry. The shoulders can drop now. The neck can lengthen. The back can widen. The chest can loosen around the breath. The heart can beat without being watched. The whole upper body can become as open as the cloudy sky. Soft, wide, held. After a time, the keeper lifts the lamp again and you descend the tower stair. Going down is easier than climbing. Each step brings you deeper into the warm center of the library. The fifth room is the Hall of Stories. It is long and low, with rugs on the floor and cushions along the walls. Here, during the day, storytellers sometimes read aloud from old poems, histories, journeys, and tales of distant kings. But tonight, every voice is quiet. The scrolls rest behind carved wooden screens. A single lamp burns near a cushion in the center of the room. Rain whispers beyond the shutters. The keeper invites you to sit, and you do. The cushions are soft. The rug beneath you is thick. The room seems made for listening with half-closed eyes. On the walls are painted scenes from stories, but none of them are fierce tonight. A ship under calm stars, a garden with a fountain, a child holding a lamp, a traveler resting beneath a fig tree, a queen looking out at rain, a scholar feeding a little flame. Every painted figure seems to have paused. Every scene seems to have become a lullaby. The keeper says that stories do not always need to excite us. Sometimes a story's best gift is not surprise. Sometimes it is a safe path through the dark, a way for the mind to walk until it is ready to lie down. You may notice that this story has been doing that for you, walking slowly, room by room, step by step, rain by rain. It does not need to arrive anywhere sharply. It only needs to continue gently until sleep comes near. The keeper takes a scroll from a small shelf. He does not unroll it fully. He opens only the first handspan and looks at the beginning. Then he smiles. He says it is a story about a sailor who followed a moonlit river inland and found a valley where every house had a lamp in the window. He says the sailor was tired. He says the river was kind. He says that each lamp reflected in the water until the river looked like a path of stars. He does not read more. That is enough. Some stories are better when they remain half imagined. Your mind can drift along that river if it likes. A small boat, a slow current, rain dimpling the surface, lamp after lamp along the banks. No danger, no hurry. Only the quiet pleasure of being carried. The sailor does not row. The river knows the way. The boat moves by itself. The lamps pass one by one. Gold, dark, gold, dark, gold. Dark, just like the lighthouse, just like breathing, just like thoughts appearing and passing. The keeper closes the scroll and returns it to its place. The story inside it can sleep too. The sixth room is the copyist's room. During the day, it would be full of soft scratching sounds as scribes copied lines from old scrolls on to new papyrus. Tonight, the desks are empty. The reed pens have been washed. The ink pots are covered. Sheets of papyrus lie under smooth stones so they will not curl in the damp air. The room has many windows, and rain moves down each one like clear threads. The keeper walks between the desks with his lamp. The light touches one work surface, then another. Everything has been left in order. Not perfect order, living order. A folded cloth, a sealed jar, a half-polished pen, a note tucked beneath a stone. You stand beside one desk and look down at a page where someone has copied a line of poetry in dark, careful ink. The line is unfinished. It stops before the sentence ends, and that feels comforting. Even in the great library, things are unfinished at night. Even here, the work pauses. Even here, no one stays awake forever to complete every line. The keeper says that an unfinished line is not a failure. It is a place to return. Morning will know what to do with it. The hand that wrote it has gone home. The lamp that lit it has been put out. The page waits without worry. You can let your own unfinished lines wait too. The message not sent, the room not cleaned, the thought not resolved, the plan not perfected, the feeling not fully named. All of it can rest beneath a smooth stone until morning. The mind does not need to keep its finger on every place. The library can hold the page. The night can hold the library. The rain can hold the night, and the bed can hold you. Your arms can grow heavy now. The upper arms, the elbows, the forearms, the wrists, the hands, the fingers, as if each hand is a pen that has been washed and laid down. No more writing tonight, no more holding, no more reaching. The hands can simply rest. The seventh room is not a room at all, but a garden within the library walls. The keeper opens a wooden door, and the scent of rain comes in richly. You step into a covered walkway surrounding a rectangular courtyard. At the center grows a small garden of palms, fig trees, herbs, and night-blooming flowers. Rain falls into the open middle. The covered walkway keeps you dry. The columns frame the garden like a peaceful painting. The lamps under the walkway cast warm pools of light on the wet tiles. A small fountain rests at the far end, its water almost hidden beneath the sound of rain. You walk slowly along the covered path. The keeper walks beside you. Neither of you speaks. The garden has its own language, the language of leaves receiving water, the language of roots drinking unseen, the language of flowers closing for the night, the language of stone cooling after a warm day. You can feel how the library changes here. All the scrolls and maps and instruments are still nearby, but the garden reminds them to be humble. Knowledge grows from the world, from leaves, from weather, from bodies, from hunger and sleep and seasons, from people noticing what is already there. Tonight you do not need to notice much, only enough. The smell of wet fig leaves, the sound of rain in the courtyard, the warmth of the lamp on one side of your face. The coolness of night on the other, the way the breath moves in and out, the way rest arrives by degrees. At the far corner of the walkway, there's a bench with a woven cushion. The keeper invites you to sit. You sit. From here, the garden appears deep and blue. The rain falls in fine lines through the open roof. Drops gather at the tips of palm leaves, becoming heavy, then falling all at once. The fountain receives them. The earth receives them. Nothing is wasted. Everything returns. The keeper says that a library is also a kind of garden. Ideas are planted. Some grow quickly. Some sleep for many years. Some are carried away like seeds on the hem of a traveler's cloak. Some bloom in a life far from the one that planted them. But all of that can happen without strain. The garden does not pull on the flower to make it open. The night does not pull on sleep to make it arrive. It only creates the conditions. Darkness, rain, warmth, safety, repetition. And then sleep comes when it is ready. You can let this be true for you. You are not forcing sleep. You are making room for it. And perhaps sleep is already closer than you think. Perhaps it is standing just beyond the next column, quiet as a friend who does not want to interrupt. Perhaps it is in the sound of rain. Perhaps it is in the slow turning of the lighthouse. Perhaps it is in the spaces between these words. You do not have to find it. It can find you. The eighth room is the chamber of soft voices. This is where languages are studied. On the walls hang small tablets and scroll labels written in many scripts: Greek, Egyptian, Phoenician, Aramaic, old marks from islands, deserts, river valleys, and mountain towns. During the day, scholars compare words here, listening for how one sound becomes another. Tonight, the room is almost dark. Only one lamp burns in a blue glass bowl. The keeper speaks a few words in a language you do not know. You do not need to understand them. Their meaning is not important. What matters is the softness, the rise and fall. The way human voices in every language can become music when they are gentle enough. He speaks another phrase, then another, each one quiet, each one rounded by the room. You hear the sounds, the way you might hear rain, not as information, as texture, as comfort. This is a useful thing to remember when thoughts are too busy. Not every sound needs to become meaning. Not every word needs to be followed. Not every sentence needs to be held. You may listen without grasping. You may let language be water. You may let words move past you as shadows and warmth and rhythm. Even this story can become less like meaning now, less like a line to follow, more like a soft cloth being folded, folded once and again, until it is small enough to set beside the bed. The keeper smiles, as if he knows that understanding can sleep now. He lowers the lamp. The room grows dimmer. Your thoughts may grow dimmer too, not gone by force, only softened at the edges. The forehead can smooth. The eyebrows can release. The eyelids can become heavy. The eyes can rest. The cheeks can loosen. The mouth can be easy. The tongue can rest in the warm dark of the mouth. The throat can open softly. The whole face can be peaceful, like a sleeping statue washed by moonlight, like a closed flower, like a page with no need to be read. The ninth room is very small. It is the room of mended things. Not every library has such a room, but this one does. Here, scroll cases are repaired, broken clasps are polished, loose threads are replaced, cracked wooden boxes are glued and tied with linen until they become strong again. There are small tools on the table, a bone folder, a smooth knife, cord, wax, cloth, set of shavings. Nothing sharp feels dangerous here. Everything has been used gently. The keeper lifts a scroll case from the table. It has a fine crack along one side, carefully mended with a strip of dark wood. The repair does not hide the crack entirely. It simply helps the case do its work again. He turns it in the lamplight. The mended place catches a little gold. He says that old things do not need to be flawless to be precious. Useful things are often mended. Beloved things are often worn. What has carried meaning through time may show the journey. You may let that thought be kind to you. No person arrives at night unmarked by the day. There may be tired places, tender places, places that have been holding more than they wanted to hold. But rest is a kind of mending. Sleep is quiet repair, not dramatic, not instant, not something you need to supervise. The body knows how to mend in the dark. Cells and breath and warmth know their old work. The mind sorts softly. The heart loosens. The nervous system lowers its lamps. You do not need to be perfect to sleep. You do not need to be complete to sleep. You do not need to be certain to sleep. You only need to be here, in whatever shape you are in, and let the night do some of what the night is made to do. The keeper returns the mended case to the table. He covers it with cloth. The room feels grateful. Small, warm, protected. You leave it with a little more tenderness than before. The 10th room is the deepest room in the library. The keeper leads you down a short passage where the air is cooler and the walls are thick. At the end is a door of cedar wood with no ornament except a small carved moon. He opens it quietly. Inside is the sleeping archive. This is where the oldest scrolls rest. The room is cool, dry, and dim. Shelves rise from floor to ceiling. The scrolls here are wrapped in linen and placed in smooth clay jars or wooden cases. No lamps burn near the shelves. Only the keeper's small lamp, turned low, and the faint blue light from a high window. The rain is nearly inaudible here. Only a soft hush remains. It feels as if the room is under the sea or inside a dream. The keeper does not speak. You understand why. Some quiet is too complete to interrupt. You stand among the sleeping scrolls and feel no pressure to know what they contain. It is enough that they are safe. It is enough that something old is being held carefully in the dark. This room is like deep sleep, not the edge of sleep, not the drowsy beginning. Deep sleep, the place where names fade, the place where the mind no longer needs images, the place where the body remembers itself without language, the place where time loosens. The keeper sets the lamp in a niche and its light becomes very small. The high window shows only a dark square of rainy sky. You might imagine lying down here, not on the stone floor, but on a bed made of silence, a bed made of cool air, a bed made of the library's deepest kindness. The shelves around you are like protective walls. The jars are like sleeping guardians. The linen-wrapped scrolls are like dreams waiting to be dreamed. You do not need to open any of them. Sleep does not require opening. Sleep is allowed to close. Close the scroll. Close the door. Close the day. Close the eyes. Close the distance between yourself and rest. For a few breaths, there is almost no story. Only the room. Only the hush. Only the cool, dry scent of cedar and papyrus. Only the sense that everything precious may rest in darkness and still remain precious. The keeper lifts the lamp again, very slowly. You leave the sleeping archive. The door closes behind you without a sound. And now the path begins to return. Not quickly, not all at once, just a gentle return through the rooms you have visited. The room of mended things is quiet. The chamber of soft voices is dim. The garden courtyard is blue with rain. The copyist's room holds its unfinished line. The hall of stories keeps its half-told river. The observatory waits beneath clouds. The room of botanists smells of lavender and wet leaves. The water clock continues to drip. The hall of maps holds the wide world without asking you to cross it. Each room gives back one small piece of calm. Each room says rest, rest, rest. The keeper leads you to a guest chamber prepared inside the library for travelers, scholars, and quiet visitors who arrive at the edge of sleep. The chamber is simple, a narrow bed with clean linen, a wool blanket dyed a deep sea blue, a small table, a basin of fresh water, a lamp in a blue glass cup, an arched window looking toward the harbor. The rain is louder here than it was in the archive, but still gentle. It taps on the stone ledge. It whispers down the wall. It gathers somewhere below in a courtyard drain. The lighthouse beam turns far away, visible through the rain as a slow golden breath. The keeper places the lamp on the table. He asks nothing of you. He only makes sure the blanket is folded back. Then he bows his head and leaves, closing the door so softly that the room seems to close its eyes. Now you are alone in the guest chamber, safely alone. The library around you is quiet. The city beyond it is quiet. The sea beyond the city is quiet. You lie down on the bed. The linen is cool at first, then warmer. The blanket settles over you with a comforting weight. The pillow receives your head. The body, which has walked through so many rooms, can stop traveling. There is nowhere else to go tonight. The Hall of Maps can keep the world. The Room of Inventions can keep the clocks and instruments. The botanists can keep the seeds. The observatory can keep the hidden stars. The Hall of Stories can keep every tale not yet finished. The copyists can keep every line waiting for morning. The garden can keep the rain. The archive can keep the silence. And you can keep only the breath. In, out, softly in, softly out. The toes may be sleepy now. The feet, the ankles, the calves, the knees, the thighs, the hips, all heavy, all allowed to rest. The belly softens, the lower back widens, the chest rises gently, the chest falls gently, the shoulders sink, the arms rest, the hands are quiet, the neck releases, the jaw loosens, the eyes become heavy, the forehead smooths, the whole body becomes less like something you carry and more like something being carried. By the bed, by the room, by the library, by the rain. Outside the lighthouse turns. Light, pause. Light, pause. You do not need to watch it. You can feel it moving through the room, whether the eyes are open or closed. A soft gold behind the lids. Then blue darkness, gold, blue, gold, blue, like a lullaby made of light. The rain continues, not hard, not cold, only steady. The rain touches the library roof. The rain touches the courtyard pool. The rain touches the palm leaves. The rain touches the harbor. The rain touches the sea, where each drop disappears into something larger. You can disappear into rest like that, not lost, only held by something wider, something darker, something kind. If a thought appears, let it be a scroll returning to its shelf. No need to read it, no need to unroll it. It has a place. It can rest. If a worry appears, let it be an unfinished line beneath a smooth stone. Morning will know what to do with it. If a memory appears, let it be a lamp reflected in water. It shines, it trembles, it fades. The body can sleep even while the world remains unfinished. The mind can rest even while the sky remains cloudy. The heart can soften even while every question has not been answered. The library knows this. The sea knows this. The rain knows this. And perhaps some deep part of you knows it too. You have walked through maps and clocks, plants and stars, stories and scripts, gardens and archives, and all of them have led here, to a small bed in a quiet room, to rain at the window, to a blue blanket, to the slow beam of the lighthouse, to the softening body, to the breath, to the edge of sleep. The story can become simpler now. A library by the sea, a rainy night, a room with a bed, a lamp turned low, a person resting. That is enough, more than enough. The lamp flame grows smaller. The walls become darker. The window becomes a square of blue rain. The harbor light turns more slowly, or perhaps you are simply drifting farther from it. The library shelves settle in the silence. Every scroll sleeps. Every map sleeps. Every instrument sleeps. Every seed sleeps. Every unfinished line sleeps. Every story sleeps. And you may sleep too. There is nothing left to follow. Only rain. Only warmth. Only breath. Only the old city resting beside the sea. If you are still awake, that is all right. Rest is already here. It is in the heaviness of the body. It is in the softening of the face. It is in the slower rhythm of the breath. It is in the way the words begin to matter less. You can let them matter less. You can let them matter less. You can let the story become sound. You can let the sound become rain. You can let the rain become sleep. And the story can remain with you a little longer, softer now, with almost no need to move. Perhaps you are not quite in the guest chamber anymore. Perhaps you are floating somewhere between the room and the library, between waking and dreaming, while the rain keeps every doorway gentle. The bed is still beneath you. The blanket is still warm. The pillow is still kind. But the mind may wander slowly, the way a small lamp might wander through a quiet hall. No searching, only drifting. The first place it drifts is back to the Hall of Maps. The maps are asleep under their smooth stones. The coastlines are dark lines in lamplight. The rivers are thin blue paths. The deserts are soft gold shadows. The islands rest in little clusters, like thoughts placed far apart so they do not crowd one another. One map lies open near the window. Rain taps softly on the shutters beside it. On the map, the Nile moves from the deep south toward the sea, patient and wide. The river does not question its own path. It bends where it needs to bend. It widens where it's in reflection. Uh, uh, Without hurry, you can imagine your breath as that river moving without effort, finding its way through the body softly in, softly out. A river does not need to remember every mile behind. It only moves through the mile. It is in your breath only needs to widen. It's fun, its own, and then and the lower bowl receives each drop without sound. Time's passing, but it is not pushing. Time can be soft. Time can be round. Time can be a bowl filling slowly in the dark. You do not have to stand outside time tonight. You can be held inside it, carried through it, as gently as water is carried by a vessel. Every minute can become less sharp. Every thought can have more space. Every sound can settle into the same quiet pattern. Rain, drop, breath. Rain, drop, breath. The next place is the garden. The covered walkway is empty now. The bench waits with its woven cushion damp only at the edges. The fig leaves shine in the dark. The palms drip slowly into the soil. Night flowers hold their petals partly closed, colored faintly by blue moonlight and the gold of distant lamps. The fountain at the far end keeps murmuring. It never grows louder. It never needs attention. It simply remains. Some places comfort us because they continue without asking anything from us. This garden is like that. The rain falls whether you listen or not. The leaves drink whether you notice or not. The flowers close whether you name them or not. And sleep may come whether you try or not. Let the effort become less important. Let the wish for sleep soften into simple rest. Rest is already good. Rest is already useful. Rest is already enough for now. The mind may drift next to the copyist room. The desks are in rows. The reed pens lie still. The unfinished line waits beneath its smooth stone. You can see the ink, dark and calm, ending in the middle of a sentence. There is something very gentle about a sentence that can wait. It does not demand completion. It does not fade because it is paused. It remains exactly where it is, ready for another hand, another lamp, another morning. Whatever sentence of your own day was left unfinished can wait like that. Whatever conversation, whatever decision, whatever small disorder, whatever plan. Tonight, it can rest under a smooth stone. It can be held in place by the quiet weight of night. You do not need to keep rereading it. You do not need to keep the lamp lit over it. The ink is dry. The page is safe. Morning will come when it comes. The body can release another layer. The shoulders again, the back again, the belly again, the legs again. Sometimes rest comes in layers. One softening, then another. One door closing, then another. One lamp lowered, then another. No need to know how many remain. The library has many lamps, and each can be lowered in its own time. Perhaps now the mind wanders to the chamber of soft voices. The blue glass lamp is almost out. The words on the walls are only shapes, beautiful shapes. Curves, lines, small marks, old letters from distant places. They do not need to be translated. They do not need to be sorted. They are allowed to be mysterious. You are allowed to be mysterious to yourself tonight, too. Not every feeling needs a name before sleep. Not every mood needs a reason. Not every tiredness needs an explanation. Some things can simply be present, quiet, and unnamed, like writing on a wall in a language you do not know. It can still be beautiful. It can still belong. The story grows dimmer. The words loosen. Perhaps the only word left is rain. Rain in Greek. Rain in Egyptian. Rain in every language. Rain beyond language. The sound itself. Soft, continuing, enough. Now the mind may drift to the sleeping archive once more. The cedar door with the carved moon is closed. Behind it, the oldest scrolls rest in their jars. No one disturbs them. No one asks them to explain themselves in the middle of night. They are protected by darkness, dryness, patience, and care. Your deepest rest can be protected too, by the room, by the blanket, by the slow breath, by the fact that nothing else is required in this moment. Imagine placing the day in one of those jars, not to hide it forever, only to keep it safe until morning. You roll the day gently, without forcing it into order. You wrap it in soft linen. You tie it with a simple cord. You place it inside a smooth clay jar. You set the lid on top, and you leave it on a low shelf in the archive. There, the day is not gone. It is only resting. You can rest too. The keeper may return in the dream, though perhaps he is only a feeling now. The feeling of being guided by something quiet and trustworthy. He walks once more through the library, lowering lamps. In the hall of maps, one lamp goes low. In the room of inventions, one lamp goes low. In the botanist's room, one lamp goes low. In the observatory, one lamp goes low. In the hall of stories, one lamp goes low. In the copyist's room, one lamp goes low. In the garden walkway, one lamp goes low. In the chamber of soft voices, one lamp goes low. In the room of mended things, one lamp goes low. At the archive door, the final lamp becomes a tiny gold bead. Then even that is covered. Not darkness that frightens, darkness that allows, darkness that cools the eyes, darkness that rests the mind, darkness like deep water beneath a quiet boat, darkness like soil around a sleeping seed, darkness like blue cloth folded over a lamp. You are still in the guest chamber. The window is still open to rain. The lighthouse still turns far away, but everything is farther now. The city is farther, the sea is farther, the library is farther, even the sound of the story is farther. It is becoming a path behind you, a path you do not need to walk back along. You have arrived where you needed to arrive, at the quietest room, at the softest hour, at the edge where listening becomes dreaming. Let the breath be slow, let the body be heavy, let the mind become spacious. If the mind shows you a map, let it roll closed. If it shows you a clock, let the drops fall by themselves. If it shows you a garden, let the flowers close. If it shows you a page, let the stone hold it. If it shows you a star, let the cloud cover it gently. If it shows you a door, let the door remain open only as much as it needs to be. Nothing must be followed. Nothing must be completed. The old library by the sea can care for everything now. It can care for the maps. It can care for the clocks. It can care for the plants. It can care for the stars. It can care for the unfinished stories. It can care for the mended things. It can care for the sleeping archive. And the night, it can care for you. Again, the rain. Closer than thought. Closer than memory. Gentle rain on stone. Gentle rain on palm leaves. Gentle rain on the harbor. Gentle rain on the roof above your bed. One sound, one soft, steady sound. The sound of the world not needing you for a while. The sound of permission. The sound of rest. And if one final image comes, let it be morning, waiting, far away. Not here yet, not asking for you, only waiting beyond the dark, patient and pale. When it comes, the library steps will shine after the rain. The harbor ropes will gleam. The lighthouse will fade into daylight. The keepers will open the doors. Scholars will return to their benches. Ink pots will be uncovered. Maps will be studied. Seeds will be named. Stories will be read aloud. But all of that belongs to another time. A later time. A rested time. This time belongs to sleep. So let morning remain far away. Let the library remain quiet. Let the city remain blue. Let the sea breathe in the dark. Let the rain fall. Let the bed hold you. Let the mind drift. Let the body soften. Let the night do what it knows how to do. Deeply, gently, comfortably. Good night.